Gyokeres not scoring. That's nothing new. It's been over 1,000 minutes. But what's let Arsenal down? No own goals, no set pieces. They couldn't come to Arteta's rescue. Oh, well, what a shame. Have they missed a big opportunity after their rivals have lost? Let's discuss. Welcome back to 2 innings football. I'm Amit, and we've got a full house today. Got Ajay. We obviously sported a Manchester United attire because
See,
obviously,
one win and look at the tops and the scarves
we're
are
back.
out.
It's a new era.
We are back.
Look at that.
Michael is at the wheel.
Look at the smiles. Look at the smiles of these United fans.
And we've got well, it'll be even more smiling over next weekend, Rohit.
No, you won't be smiling next weekend.
And we've got Rohit, a big Arsenal fan. So Rohit, we're here to talk about not Manchester United, unfortunately, because we've already covered that, but Arsenal. So you were fairly confident in the preview.
Yeah, in the preview we did. Yeah, I was very confident.
2-0.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think we should. Just the strikers didn't have their shooting boots today, or the players didn't have their shooting boots today. Yesterday, I should say. Yeah.
You mean Nottingham Forest defenders didn't have their own goal shooting boots?
Yeah, you can take it either way, but mainly it was Arsenal. We should have scored at least 2 goals. We had 15 shots and we had 4 big chances, and then we should have scored at least 2 goals. And those, anyway, it's a point away at Forest. I know we should have won, but I'll take it.
Yeah, Ajay, did you see the highlights? Watch the game?
I didn't really watch the highlights, no. But from what I could see, obviously it looks like
there wasn't much
performance. Yeah, it looks like a performance where Arsenal had the ball. Arsenal's XG looked better than Forest, so clearly the keeper just made some incredible saves, maybe. But I think there was one instance where Gyokeres was through on goal and
that was.
So again, not looking great on the makings of obviously Gyokeres being a striker who has been signed for a lot of money and with a lot of expectations for Arsenal, but has not been really fulfilling, I think, the kind of wishes and the hopes that a lot of Arsenal fans have been craving. But there's one interesting or 2 interesting stats I want to bring up to you, Rohit, especially with Arsenal. Okay, so Arsenal have dropped points in 7 Premier League games, so far. And interestingly enough, in all of those games where you've either drawn or lost, you've had no set piece goal in those 7 games. Okay, so interesting. So out of the 15 wins, 11 of your 15 wins this season have come from either a set piece goal winner or a goal that's come from a second phase from a set piece. Now I found that absolutely fantastic. That was quite interesting.
It's lovely. It's amazing to hear that.
But then another thing, interestingly, is the games where you've actually won, where you've not scored a set piece goal. Guess how many games you've actually won from goals from open play?
No, you tell me, because I don't even look at those set piece goals. I just look goals as goals. So
no,
I don't even see that stat.
This is because Amit was talking about set piece Arsenal.
Go on, you tell me how many.
2 games that you've only won in the Premier League are Brentford and Spurs at home, where you've not scored from like either a free kick, a corner, penalty, or whatever.
Oh shit, man. I thought it was 100% record to always score a set piece goal. Shit, man. Arteta needs to do some more training on set piece. So we need to score set piece goals in every game.
You have to, because that's the only way you guys can win games. Apparently,
I don't care. I don't care.
So my kind of thing is to you, right? And I've said this to you maybe in previous episodes as well, and you've kind of shrugged it off. And Amit as well has said it doesn't matter as long as you score, whether it's an own goal, whether it's a set piece goal. But in games like this now, where you're dropping points at teams where you're generally feeling that you should be beating them, is then a little bit of a worry in Arsenal's attacking players? Because you should be comfortably beating Nottingham Forest. Let's say, because you beat them in the reverse fixture.
Yeah. But if you see, there's another stat, right? How many shots we had? How many chances we created last night?
Man United have created more chances and not being able to put them away. It doesn't matter. You need to put the ball in the back of the net.
No, that's what I'm saying.
If 30 yards, if you take
the question here is we are not creating chances, right? We are creating chances. We are.
We're not finishing them.
The last night we didn't have the finishing touches. It could have gone in. The goalie made a wonderful save from Saka, and then there's another save from Rice as well. So another day it could have gone in. I remember United won at Emirates when De Gea made, I don't know, 10 plus saves.
Yeah,
We should have won that game, right?
We
We
did.
should have won that game. Sometimes goalies have that one of a kind game against opposition where they are superb form. I mean, we need to give credit to Forest here as well. They actually they were good. At least as a defensive unit, because they haven't had any shot on target against us last night. And when City won there in the last minutes, and that could have been chalked off as well because there was a foul in the build-up, but they didn't chalk that goal off. They had it there, and then Liverpool last year, they drew, even though they won this title, they drew 1-1 at Forest. So
Is that what you're thinking on to, Rohit?
No, I'm just saying, guys, it's not easy to win all the
Draw
games
Forest
in a
Eagles
league.
Championship.
I'm
That's
just
gonna
saying
dictate
it's
your
not
Premier
easy.
League.
It's not easy to win all the games in Premier League.
Yeah,
Sometimes you're gonna have look at this is our third game, and then there's another game in 10 days. The 4 games we're playing in 10 days, and all away games as well. There is a time it takes to travel. There's time for fatigue. There's time for things, So, and then
But you've got the squad to cope with that, Rohit.
because of defensive injuries, we have main defense playing the same games. So it's going to take a little bit of toll as well in January. So we have to see everything in the context. Not everything is going to be like every game we go in, we'll win 2-0, 3-0, right? The main thing is we are creating chances. The one thing I would like to say here as well, I said this in my live watch along as well, I don't like Odegaard's form this year. He's been very, very poor. He's been very poor. We should be, like Carrick played 4-2-3-1. That's how we should have been playing here last night. Odegaard right up there as number 10, but he was coming deep, getting the ball. And what's the point of Zubi and Rice there then? So I did not like that one. And he wasn't winning his duels. He wasn't like good. Thank God he got substituted. I was crying for it to be substituted.
Do you feel like maybe like Eze could go in that number 10 role?
Exactly, like we played against Spurs, like we played against Newcastle away. That was the template to play 4-2-3-1. Have Eze up there, and then have Rice and Zubimendi, Eze number 10, and 2 wingers, Saka and Martinelli or Trossard, and then Gyokeres up front. It was fantastic, that game, and the game we played against Spurs, brilliant. That was the template. And since Odegaard came back, Maker just putting him again, and then, I was frustrated. With him. But even then, we should have won the game. Yeah.
Right. So I know you're talking about the same defensive being the same, but the issue here is not the defense. We know that you've got a really solid defensive goalkeeper. Yeah. The issue here is that, what I'm just trying to say, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, OJ, is that you seem to be firing blanks, up front. Now, obviously, what's his name? Gyokeres is new to the league and he's struggling. And in defence of Gyokeres, OJ, I know the attack that you're referring to, where he was kind of the Brazilian defender for Forest ended up kind of catching him up, but he wasn't bought in for his pace. He's like a, he's been bought in to be like a lead in the line. So I suppose, if it was Martinelli or if it was Jesus, then maybe they would have taken a better advantage of that situation. But the fact is, Martinelli missed pretty much an open goal as well. He's only scored 1 goal all season.
No, but he scored in Champions League. He scored many goals in Champions League this year.
Yeah, but we're talking about Premier League here now.
No, I know, but if you see as a game as a whole, right?
Okay. Well, let's focus on the Premier League, okay? Because that's what we're talking about. Because Champions League is next week, but he's not. He's only scored 1 goal, and then obviously Jesus is back after a long injury, and he's not firing. And Eze, I don't know what's happened to him. He was in the team, and now he's out of the team. So it's like they don't know where to put him. So I suppose the question is, do you want him to go out and buy a striker?
No, I don't think so. Even with all those things, we are still 7 points clear. We're definitely doing something right, guys.
Yeah.
Even with all the problems you guys were mentioning, we are still at the top.
But Rohit,
7 points.
when is a weekend like this going to actually come again? Like, it's been happening quite frequently for you guys, where City have dropped points, Liverpool have dropped points, and obviously you guys have won as well. But there's only going to be a finite amount of times where Liverpool are going to drop points, City are going to drop points, Aston Villa are going to drop points. So this has been a perfect weekend for you guys to have just
Yeah.
away
I
from
can say
home
that.
at Nottingham Forest, if you took
Yeah.
an extra 2 more points,
Exactly.
it just puts a mental stress on
Yeah.
City. Pep's form and City's form, fair enough. Luckily for you guys, is a little bit poor, I would say, recently. And when we managed to do the business over them, and probably one of our best derby days I can, in recent memory, and I think Amit can agree with that United actually played some excellent football. So City don't look the threat that they were 2-3 seasons ago, and Aston Villa have not had much experience in being title contenders. So in their running, they're going to slip up as well. So for you,
And they did
these type of
today.
opportunities, and they've slipped up, yeah. So these type of opportunities, fair enough. You can probably say on one side, yeah, we didn't need to win. It's not a problem. We're still in the same number of points. Actually, we've gained another point over City, for instance, in our lead. But then another part of you might be thinking, crap, we should have won this, because if we look on this in 10 games, if we look at this in 10 games down the line and we've managed to lose a few more, and then the point difference only goes to 1 or 2 points, then you're kicking yourself, aren't you? So I feel like, as fans like me and Amit, we'll kind of criticize Sesko, we'll say Cunha and Buemo, they're not been really performing, da-da-da-da. But for you guys, I feel like I would want to see more kind of aggression or kind of anger from you, maybe, in this fact that, again, this is your second goalless draw against Liverpool, where you guys were on top for a long time, and now against Forest. And you've spent so much money in your attacking forward line. So do you feel like, there needs to be a bit more scrutiny on the players?
See, there's a context, right? I always say this because in Premier League, it's not easy to win. I can say the same things for City as well. They were meant to win against Sunderland. They were meant to win against Brighton. They were meant to win against United as well, if you see this, right? I mean, when we came in, we said, okay, United probably, everyone thought City going to win easily. And then see, they lost their points. They had 3 draws and then one defeat in the last 4 games. And same as Villa. I can say about Villa as well. They had a chance to go only 4 points behind Arsenal, and then they screwed it up. So league is not easy. Every game is tough nowadays. It's not, I mean, Forest are fighting for their survival this year because West Ham won against Spurs and they had to do something. So it's not easy to go on those. Sorry?
I bet you were happy about that.
I'm very happy about that. But this is it is. I mean, West Ham at the bottom, they won against Spurs, and league is so tough. And then we've been playing away and we had a Carling Cup. Again, I'm saying Carling. We had Carabao Cup. Carabao Cup semi-final. It was a big game as well. So it's not been easy. We had played so many games, and I'm thinking it's 1 point gain this week, and it's still a good one. Like Shearer and Wayne Rooney said, it's a good point, very good point.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you got 1 more point ahead of your rivals compared to
We
start
gained
of the weekend.
1 point.
That's what I mean.
Extra point.
Sorry, you've gained 1 more point. So that's what I mean. So at the end of the day, on the context of where you're in a much better position today,
Then on Friday,
Sunday evening, than you were compared to Friday night.
Exactly.
So yes, you would have liked to have been better, but at the end of the day,
course,
it's you control the controllables. You got 1 point. You're 1 point ahead. So you're 7 points ahead now. So you're 1 point. You're a point closer to the title. Is how I would see it.
It was just one thing we needed, just 1 goal needed last night. It didn't happen, and that happens in games. That happens in games. There were a lot of games when City could have won, like Brighton. They couldn't have. Haaland missed a sitter at the end, last second. He should have scored that goal. These things happen with the best strikers, guys. So we have to see everything in the context that it's okay. It's 1 point gain. That's it.
So in our preview, we talked about obviously the games coming up and Inter Milan, and I asked about rotation. Is the rotation of the squad important? And you said that obviously you're in a very strong position in the Champions League where you can afford to lose because you still end up being in the top 2. You felt they should have played the A team, the strongest team on against Forest, and then maybe have a weaker team. So correct me if I'm wrong. I think he started Noni instead of Saka, Martinelli over Trossard, and then he ended up bringing them on in the 50th, 57th minute or something. So, do you think that was a gamble that backfired, or do you wish he listened to you?
They asked the same question to him. He said Saka had a little bit of niggle, so he didn't want to start him. So that's why I think Noni is good. I think he played well in the first half. Noni, he was very good. And Martinelli again, I think he was better than Trossard. yesterday. When Trossard came in second half, didn't do much. But Martinelli was doing, at least he had a chance to score the goal, and he missed it. I think he was doing better. But yeah, Saka, we have to rotate. Like he just came back from injury as well, big injury, and then he's still coming back to form slowly. And then we had to do something on it. But only thing I didn't like was the Jesus substitution. I thought Gyokeres probably needed the full game here. I didn't like it. Or Mika should have put Havertz in there. He was there on the bench. He should have put Kai in there. Kai could have done better job than Jesus. I think Jesus is still struggling from his lengthy injury.
It's tough. It's tough to come back.
Yeah. And see, even with all these things, guys, this is what I'm saying. Even with all this, we are still good. We won the first leg of Carabao Cup. We're in the top of Champions League. We are top of Premier League.
Yeah.
We are still in the FA Cup. It's fine. Obviously, every team, there would be some improvements needed for every team. Obviously, we need to score goals. We need to, Ajay, you're right. We need to score goals to be comfortable so that we can rotate more. We can give then players like Saka or Rice a little bit of breather so they can come out and then someone else can play. But because the games are so tight, we can't afford to do that at the moment.
But I think that the question is that I suppose from the outside, what we're looking for are cracks. Are there? I mean, anyone would do that. Analyzing a team's performance. At the end of the day, and I totally agree with you, Rohit. You cannot be amazing, or it's very difficult to be amazing for 38 games and swashbuckle everyone over. With amazing performances. There's going to be many games that are tight, and it's just about taking advantage of the opportunities. The only thing I would say is that what's probably lacking for Arsenal is you haven't got that striker who one chance bang, which is what Man City have got. I don't think anyone else has got that really. To be fair,
exactly. No one else scored it. It's just Haaland, and he didn't score. When was the last time he scored? I think it was. Did he score against Brighton? The first goal? I'm not sure.
Not too sure. No, it's been a while though.
It's been a while, isn't it?
He
had a good start to the season, and he's come off a little bit.
Haaland's still in Martinez's pocket, by the way, so he's not going to be seen for a few days until the next week's fixture. But like I said, I think that's what I would agree with Amit. Like, kind of prolific teams where they've gone on to win the league, you kind of see that their striker is in at least the top three, players to win like a Golden Boot, for instance. You only think about the likes of Harry Kane for Tottenham, who can score a lot of goals but not have a successful team.
Yeah.
So,
I want to say this. Ajay, I want to say this on Golden Boot, right? Aubameyang won twice or three times Golden Boot, but we were 5th, 6th, 4th.
Yeah, but the difference between
nothing
that
happened.
Is that Aubameyang that scoring. But that's the thing. The difference between that Aubameyang season of scoring 20 plus goals is that you also had a very poor defense. So the difference between scoring 3 goals as a striker, but if your opposition scoring 4 in that game, then you're not going to win. You're not going to win. So it was the same kind of like.
See, that's what I'm saying. The context, right?
If you look at with Liverpool, and they had like Brendan Rodgers, look at games where they were scoring like 3 goals all the time, but then they were also leaking quite a lot of goals as well, and they didn't, and they slipped up with this 6-point lead and 3 games to go or something like that. So. This is the thing is where defenses win you the leagues, isn't it? And obviously you guys, and we've praised obviously Arsenal at the beginning of the season for being very good, and now there have been a few leaks. Now that your defense is obviously still very, very good and teams find it hard to score against Arsenal, it's just the other side of the pitch where they need to make more improvements on scoring goals from open play and not relying on the likes of Rice or Gabriel to be scoring goals from headers or set pieces, So I think for Arsenal, when they come to these next kind of few weeks, especially in February, they need to really, I think, hammer in, kind of the strike force. And maybe, you guys have got Arteta's coaching staff to really get the strikers working in unison and get Madueke scoring, Saka scoring, Gyokeres scoring from open play.
Gyokeres, I think, more than anything, I think.
He needs to, 100%, because even Sesko, we've had his, he's had his critics, but he had 2 goals against Burnley, scored in the next game in the FA Cup. Fair enough, and then he was dropped against obviously City, but luckily it worked out in the right way. So for strikers, they really need to kind of get a move on quickly, otherwise it can turn into a very poor season very quickly.
But I'm just seeing Arsenal results right this year in all the competitions. There are many games we scored 3 or 4 goals, many games, right?
But there's a few games. Yeah, there just need to be more. That's it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But we can't score 3 goals every game. Ajay, we can't
You
score
can't
3
score a
goals
goal
every
at the
game.
moment.
Exactly.
Well, with the squad that you've got, when you think about it, when you think of all the attackers you've got, and you've got 3
No,
strikers.
I mean,
some
yeah,
teams are
but
struggling to have one striker in the team. I mean, you've got the likes of Havertz and Jesus,
but
and
they all coming back from
Gyokeres.
injuries, very
Yeah.
lengthy, very tough injuries as well.
I'll tell you what, if I was Arteta,
It will take them 4 or 5 weeks to even get there, and then needs more minutes as well.
if I was Arteta, I'll go and get a striker on loan.
I think
Ivan Toney.
if it was me, I mean, and Ajay, if it was me, I will go a creative midfielder, one more creative midfielder.
Why do you go for Palace's Mateta?
Mateta, yeah.
So
But then again,
we'll take Mateta off of you.
no, but then again, Ajay,
He'd be a
it
good
will
fit.
depend
He'd be
if
very good
Jesus will leave in the summer. I don't think Kai will leave. Kai he's a great talent. Jesus may leave, and Gyokeres probably is a good. I think he will come good. We have to give trust.
Yeah,
trust
you can't
It's not,
one season.
in one season we can say,
Yeah.
okay, he's rubbish, but he's not rubbish.
Yeah.
He just need to settle with the team. He needs some wingers, good wingers to cross the ball. I think this is why we were last night. I think I could see some crosses coming in for him. Like White crossed I know it didn't go to the plan, but he did cross it will click. It took Henry how many games to be in like scoring his first goal for Arsenal? It does take time sometimes. It does take
The other thing
time.
I said with Henry, though, Henry was we've talked about Manchester United DNA.
He was a winger naturally.
Henry is more aligned to Arsenal, or what we associate with Arsenal's play, and especially in Arsenal Wenger years. Obviously, I don't know prior to that.
Before he was all defense, right? Your
You
DNA
know,
was defense.
George Graham was all defense,
Yeah.
but I mean,
Yeah.
especially the Wenger years, he was more aligned with that DNA. I would say, again, I don't really know what Arteta's kind of identity is. I suppose it's not the tiki taki, really. It's not the free flowing kind of football that you enjoy with Arsene Wenger, but I don't see how he fits in that system. I see Gyokeres as an alternative, which is good because you need to have options, don't you? To win titles, win championships, you need to be able to kind of
and different options. Like Jesus is a different striker, Gyokeres is a different striker, Kai is a different one. So you need
and we saw that yesterday.
Yeah.
Rohit, with the Manchester derby, you one of the questions you asked me was I surprised that Haaland was hauled off after whatever minutes and replaced by a very young child, and I says, well, I thought that was a good move because what Pep was saying, his star striker, doesn't matter how good he is, it wasn't working. He wanted to try a different kind of angle, and a fair play to him. So one thing, looking at the highlights of the game, Rohit, I was surprised that. What are your thoughts about Ola Aina's handball? I mean, I thought that was a handball.
I think that was handball. That was a penalty.
Why wasn't it given? Honestly. No, but it hit his shoulder. I mean, top of the shoulder.
And then he tried to pull the ball back in. Yeah, exactly.
I don't understand how that was in the handball. Penalty, sorry.
I've got no idea, mate. I've got no idea. I was fuming. I was thinking that's a penalty. That when they were showing replay,
I'll be fuming if I was an Arsenal.
I was saying that's a penalty. That's a penalty. But they checked it for like 10 seconds and they said no penalty. I said, how come that's not a penalty?
Well, I think the excuse they gave was that was the touch of the hand was his natural momentum.
No, but he pulled the ball in.
Oh, that's what I think. Yeah. I agree with you. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm asking the question.
It was a penalty for me. Ajay, what do you think?
Yeah, kind of. When you look at it in slow motion, then you kind of feel like there was a bit more of a deliberacy about it. But then you have to remember when it's kind of happening in like the full speed, it could easily kind of be in a case where he was moving his arm naturally in that position and the ball ricocheted from his elbow to his hand, and that movement then simulated it. Like it looked like he was trying to bring the ball back in. But
Ajay, he wasn't like running full flow, was he? He was like, he's pretty stationary. He's just like, it was his momentum. Yeah. But he didn't have to do that, did he? With his hand.
Yeah, I think to be fair, maybe in like a European game, that probably would have been given as a, if that was a Champions League game, that would have been a handball.
I've seen Premier League giving those goals as well. Yeah,
we've seen less. We've seen less given. Yeah, so we've seen penalties given for a lot less.
Look at Liverpool game yesterday. They gave a penalty to Liverpool. That wasn't a penalty to me.
Did any of the Arsenal players react and kind of go towards the referee and say, "Whoa, what's going on here?" Like
no, but they could not see it, right? Because he was like behind them, and so he was.
Arteta was adamant it's a penalty,
but he saw it in the. Yeah, he saw it in that thingy.
And Sean Dyche, with his pearls of wisdom, says, if that's given as a penalty, you might as well cancel football.
I said, wait, this was a penalty all day long. All day long. But anyway, see there you go. We needed the luck last night. We didn't get it. If it was a penalty, we would have goal and game over. That game would have been over. But
as long as Gistler's got your name on the title, who cares?
Yeah, exactly. But at the end, we need the title. That's it. But of course, guys, there is always room for improvement, and I'm sure they will be looking at that. But if you say every club over 20 clubs in Premier League, we should say, just for Premier League, would want to be at the same place where Arsenal is, at the same stage,
Oh,
at the same
100%.
right?
Yeah.
So I think it's okay, it's good. 1 point gained, still better. And let's move on, forget the game, and let's go for the next game. Let's get some players rested for the Champions League game midweek, especially Rice and Zubimendi. Give them some breather. Don't worry about the game. And
I think they need it, don't they? Because Elliot Anderson was a masterclass in midfield, wasn't he, against you guys?
yeah, he was good actually. He was good.
Good,
Yeah.
Yeah, he
He
got
was
man of the
very
match,
good.
so didn't
Yeah. He's a great talent actually. I think he will go to a top 4 club next year, definitely.
Or United.
Hopes not City.
he needs to come to United. But you know what? Honestly, like I'm annoyed that I couldn't get the chance to record with you guys yesterday and just talk about that game, because I've been watching so many highlights. I've not taken this shirt off since yesterday.
You can talk about now, Ajay. Okay, what are you feeling now? Tell us. What are you feeling?
No, it's been half an hour now. We need to get it cut. No, but no, honestly, fantastic. You know what? Great life. It looked like the atmosphere was great in Old Trafford. A few of my mates went there.
Which is what we said.
You know what? Fergie was smiling.
Oh yeah, he was the first time I've seen him smiling.
And honestly, Martinez, mate, he literally shut Scholes and Nicky Butt up with those comments that they were making about him versus Haaland. He said, "Look, if they want to talk to me, if Roy Keane wants to talk to me, Paul Scholes wants to talk to me, they can come to my house. Literally, like, I thought that was great. What a way to kind of shut up the critics. And Haaland did not look like a striker, like the striker he was in the reverse fixture. United had a really good game plan, but I think City just kind of looked a bit tired, to be all honest. Like, they weren't really clicking properly. The Dalot red card kind of controversy, people were saying was that a red card? Was it not a red card? I think personally, I don't think it was a red card. I think like he went in kind of trying to win in the ball. He got a touch of the ball, and then obviously he followed through. And that's the biggest thing in these games, is that because there's so much force and vigor and so much movement and momentum, your follow throughs are naturally going to look a bit bad.
Also, his foot was down as well. His foot wasn't high, so he wasn't like his studs were showing up. Yeah, so he wasn't like his feet.
Yeah, exactly what you said. Yeah, so it's like the intent wasn't there, and I think a lot of referees and VAR need to look at like intent wise. If he's totally off the ground, 2 foot in the air, he's not got any control. He's not got any control. Then yeah, there's bad intent. But anyway, moving on from that, Dalot.
But I want to say something here on Dalot's instead of Jay. Funny thing I've heard, I don't know if it was a commentary or post commentary or they're saying, Doku should have just stayed on the floor for more minutes, for a few more seconds,
possibly,
to show to I mean, this is simulation then, isn't it? Why are we promoting the simulation to say, go down on the floor for more seconds so that you can referee can see that it's a big challenge, you're hurt. I mean, come on, guys.
There was a similar situation the commentary team said about when Casemiro in the second half, I think he had a chance to go down, but because he thought he could score, he didn't go down. He missed the shot.
He got clipped.
I don't know if you can remember that. I can't remember who the defender was, but they said that. He said, and he's one when he started biting his shirt afterwards, because he's like, I don't know if he thought either he should have scored or he should have gone down. So, but you're right. It's just like one way the commentators are kind of telling players stop rolling around, get up and get on with it, and the next minute they're telling them to start, stimulating.
That's what Sean Dyche said yesterday, right, in the post match. Players have training injuries and players are going on the floor for too quick, and then somebody put the clip on his player doing that in last night games. Sean Dyche, what is this, man?
What did he say?
This is put on Twitter, isn't it? Just put on Twitter. Yeah.
No, but even like on Match of the Day, there's Alan Shearer and Wayne Rooney saying, that's a definite red. I'm like, Wayne, come on, mate. You never used to tackle players below the knee. You'd always used to go above the knee in your Premier League era. Like, how are you going to tell that person that, that's a red card? Like, honestly, I thought, the pundits, these ex-players need to really have a word with themselves. But what I was just going to say is, with United especially, like, I thought we played fantastic, phenomenal. And the fact that we could have scored maybe 5 or 6 goals, and we could have done because 3 of them were like ruled off for offside. I thought, United played really well. City looked fragile. And like I said to you, Rohit, like, this is the best time for Arsenal to capitalise, because they've not got their main defenders. So I think it looks like City will struggle maybe to start winning games quite confidently, because they might look a bit leaky in the back. But
Arsenal got a big game next week.
Big game United.
And honestly, you know what?
Battle of the Reds.
Yeah.
That is going to be a good game.
That would be a
United
good game.
got
I can't
confidence.
wait for a preview for that game,
25th.
guys, in the
Is
midweek.
that 25th? Is that next Sunday? What time is
Yeah.
it next Sunday?
Next Sunday is at
4:30.
4:30, same half 4.
4:30,
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't wait
can
for
we
that.
try and do a triple live for that?
Watch along.
Ooh, but my one is in Hindi though. Alright. Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Oh,
But you
okay.
guys can do it on this channel. Guys, if
Oh, no.
yeah.
We can do it live. Let's
But
see.
but we have
you're head of IT, Rohit. We won't be able to do it without you. It's a shame. That would have been good.
Yeah, we have tough games coming up as well, right? I mean, Champions League one should be easy, but then again, Leeds United away at Allen Road. Oh my
They're
god,
on
Leeds
fire
at the moment. See,
good,
I told you guys, it's not easy. Every game in Premier League is not easy at all. Every game is tough.
With everything though, isn't it? It's about it's story of life, isn't it? Confidence. You know, when you get a little bit of confidence that we're not like a fish out of water. We're in the Premier League. I'm talking about Leeds here now. We're in the Premier League. We deserve to be here. And now they've kind of found their feet, and the manager's found his feet. You know, in how to set his teams up, etc. And obviously, I think the signing of Calvert-Lewin, I think that was a brilliant signing. I think he was a free as well. I mean, I would take it for United because someone like him coming off the bench. Remember he used to play. He's only not long ago. He was part of the England setup. So I think yours. And again, with strikers, I think you just need your strikers, especially
You just need to take the chances.
Gyokeres,
Just put
chances
the ball in
and
back
just
of the net.
confidence.
That's
So
it.
I think with the games coming up, I think if I was Arteta or if I was an Arsenal fan, I'll be wanting Gyokeres to be playing the full 90 minutes against Inter Milan.
Another thing is, I would probably, if you don't sign any player as a creative player, I would put Odegaard on bench, start easy, and put Nwaneri in as well.
Try it.
Yeah, try. Like we played against Newcastle, like we played against Spurs. Forget Odegaard. I don't think he's in form. He needs some time off. I'm not happy at all with him this year.
Going to sin bin. He needs to stay out for a bit.
So just to wrap up,
he's not captain either. He's not captain either.
Yeah. So just to wrap up, I think it was a good weekend for Arsenal. Could have been
Very
better.
Good Very good. Could have been better, of course. Yeah.
But you got to kind of at the end of the day, you've gained ground on your rivals. You're ahead of them. So I think that's a good way to kind of finish. And I suppose let's see what happens next Sunday. Come on, United.
Can't wait for the preview.
I think we did you guys a favor by beating City and Aston Villa lost. So I think you guys should give us in return the favor by losing, so we can get 3 points. So we can
what's the point of that?
You guys lose, we can get 3 points, and then I'm sure.
No, I think you guys should give us the match because you don't want City to win the league. So. Interesting talk in the preview, guys.
Maybe let's see what Carrick does.
He hasn't lost against like we discussed, right? He hasn't lost against.
It was Emery actually. I said Pep yesterday. It's Emery, Pep now, Arteta, and
Thomas Tuchel. Yeah. Wow, it's a good record, isn't it? Yeah.
No, he did. Because we won 3-2. We won 3-2 when we played you last time with Carrick as our interim. So let's see what can happen there.
Yeah.
Be a good game. Right then, well done to Arsenal. Still top of the table and climbing and getting closer to the title. Ajay, let's hope we're smiling next week. We've got a nice week off. Nothing to do.
Nothing to do. Just hopefully the players are all looking good. But honestly, that's the biggest thing is that the AFCON players have come back, and Mazraoui is playing his final against Senegal.
Yeah.
Best of luck to Mazraoui, and he'll be back for the Arsenal game as well.
0-0, 83 minutes. Wow, it's goalless.
Okay, let's see. But, fantastic weekend for United. Yeah.
Senegal are current champions, aren't they?
Are they? Oh, I don't know.
As in, they won it last time.
I thought Egypt won it. Was it Egypt?
I don't think. Are they? Oh.
No.
There you go. What do we know? Go on with. Quickly get it on Google.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying. Before we finish this. Last one. Ivory Coast. Yeah.
Oh, Ivory Coast won last time.
Yeah, Senegal won in 2021. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, the best of luck to the African teams, Senegal or Morocco. Look forward to kind of seeing who wins that one. But until the next time, guys, please do like, subscribe, drop your comments in. It's always great to catch up, and it's even better when the three of us are here. Ajay and I like to wind up Rohit, and I think we've managed to do that a little bit But he's still smiling. He's had a good
I'm
weekend.
trying to wind him up. It's quite difficult now. I don't know. He's not going against his team.
He's getting immune now. He's not taking the hooks.
Team, guys, fully behind this year.
He's not taking the hooks. We keep firing the hooks at him, but he's not taking it. Well done, Rohit. Take care then, guys. Until the next time.